Two, one.
Count.
Ta-da! Greetings.
Are we there?
That's a
Don't-
great question. We should actually
don't greet
confirm
me like
we're
that.
here. Because it has been 7,000 years since I've streamed a D&D session on Twitch.
Well,
So
that's sound, so that's good.
any
3
number-
months and 6 days.
Well, there you go. Any number of technical issues may arise. But hello, greetings, etc. Welcome to this very special session of the Sword of the Skulls on the Meeples and Dragons channel. Hello, everybody. I'm Promethean. There's a 0 in it. I run
Where's
this
the
thing.
0?
It's hidden and safe. It's in the hoard of a dragon. You'll have to go find it.
Is it a single 0 or is there more than one? And do you also have a 3 in there too?
I have only 1 0. Thank you for asking. I appreciate the interrogation.
And that's in the 10 that he is.
Stop. But that's not important because look, we have players who will be actually playing the game. Whoa, okay. And they're the important people who get to do the cool things. We're going to get all of them to introduce themselves, and we've got some cool little commands to let you know a little bit more about them and their characters, but they can do it in their own words. First, Ash, would you like to tell us who you are, what you do?
Hi, I'm a talking fringe. Hey, I'm Ash. And
Such a fringe joke.
Yeah.
Good.
I should
This is
really get
going
to
well.
fringe comedy.
Mm.
Hey, I'm Ash,
Oh,
and
God.
I make
Mm.
stuff. I make swords on the internet, and I also stream now here on Twitch occasionally when the internet works. Is that it? Do I talk about my character?
If you like, real quick.
In your own words, please.
In my own words. Oh, so Lilith is not a good person. She is a tiefling twilight cleric. She's just the worst, and I love her, guys.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. That's me. Someone else take the wheel.
Magnificent. Yes, and specifically Emily, please.
What? No, you're not going in overlay order. How
Who
dare
said
you.
anything about overlay order?
Yeah, that's right. You don't know what's going to happen. It's chaos. It's crazy. There are no
That's
rules.
It's 2 more C words.
There's no
I was
synchronized
like,
background. It's whoa.
I was like, oh, I have at least MVC until I have to introduce myself. Hey, my name's Emily. I'm a certified annoying human being. You'll find me on the It's Fate script channel playing a character called Kalani Lee in our campaign 3, which is like 6 episodes in. Promethean was there. It was fun. That's the guy with the 0 in his name. Yeah, other than that, I'm an occasional DM over on that channel, producer, just living my best life, and here I am, annoying Promethean with this one. Have fun.
Which I
Don't fuck it up.
enjoy. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. MCDM.
Hello, I'm NVCDM. My pronouns are he, they. I am the certified annoying human being. So that's like 1 rank higher than Emily, obviously.
Fair.
And I've come here to annoy all of these people because the V in NVC in this case stands for Vermilion, who is my character, who is also
God.
incredibly annoying.
That was just
That's what we're doing.
chef's kiss. That's amazing.
I didn't realize your name was not Vermilion. Competent DM.
That's what it is. The C also stands for certified.
Yeah, I figured.
Right. Not Vermilion certified DM.
And now, excitingly, you 3 can shush now, please, because our 3 new players are going to introduce themselves, and we're going to start because I am the cruelest of individuals on the planet with Genie, please.
Oh, I knew you'd do this. Oh my god. Okay. Hi, I'm Jeannie. I'm new, obviously, to a lot of this. I've done 1 stream, and that was over on Fate's group with Emily as the DM, and it was Dead Channel, and it was amazing. But yeah, this is exciting. First, jumping in first.
For those of you who don't know, Jeannie is also a cosplayer, because you won't shout that out,
yeah.
and you should.
No, I won't. Hi. And I write books, but that's fine.
Cosplay, that's a
Casually.
C word.
Oh, it is.
No,
It totally is. All right, we need a new counter
I'll be
immediately.
playing Kaori. You need a what? A counter.
A new
Let's go.
counter for the C word. Sorry, I completely interrupted you.
I'm not good
sorry.
at counting.
So rude.
No, don't stress.
You want me to make it?
No.
Counting, also a C word.
Do it. Make the counter.
Oh god, incredible.
my
Anything
God.
else before this just dissolves into absolute terror?
I am a pirate with a monkey. That's
Yeah, but
it.
what about your character?
No, that's true.
Well,
It's excellent.
yeah, I guess same.
Ham.
Is the monkey also a pirate?
Yes,
Ham.
of course.
Hamington. Sir Hamness.
Hi, I'm Ham. I'm normally like in pro seat, and I'm feeling really like this is weird. Mr. Promethean has been an absolute fucking legend, and let me be a player. Hi, look, I'm here. I'm playing. I made a character that's going to do stuff, which I'm not going to say anything about because it's going to be fun when he or they or she pops up and does terrible things. But I just kind of wanted to say thanks, Pro, and thanks everybody else for like letting me come and join in on the fun.
Thank
You
you.
thank us now.
Yeah, I was going to say by then it'd be like, fuck, what am I doing? Can I get out of this?
I'd appreciate that more if your character wasn't explicitly designed to ruin my life. And the Lady Meeple herself says,
Hi, I'm in front of a camera for once instead of pressing buttons behind the scenes. So everybody now knows what my face looks like, but besides all that, I am the resident dice goblin and producer here at Meeples and Dragons, and when I'm not doing those things, I'm playing video games or selling cool dice on the internet. That's me. And I am playing a fairy who you will get to meet later.
incredible. And that's all of
Sounds
us.
like a very good time
The
for
end.
me.
Well, it was nice chatting with everyone. Let's go. We'll see you again
Goodbye.
next time. Bye. No, absolutely not. So this will be the 6th session in the Sword of the Skulls campaign. And for the sake of getting it done nice and quickly, I'm going to run through a super quick little recap of where the existing 3 characters
Wait, what about our intro?
are in their life. Oh, correct. Ash.
Yeah, we did.
See, this is how
Got
long.
it.
This is how long it's been. Ash, we need the musical intro, please. Thank you. It was so quiet, but that's brilliant.
Yeah, it
I
was
appreciate
Was
it.
it?
It was
It-
really
it's
I think it
truly
Try
gated
again.
you. I think
I have
it
it up.
gated you out. Yeah.
Try again.
Okay.
Try again.
There we go.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
good.
definitely
Excellent.
work with that. It was beautiful.
Also, just so you'll know, every time you say a C word, I'm just gonna do that. That's our counter.
I love it.
The
Thank
letter
you.
C.
I appreciate it. So,
That's the one.
having been teleported out of the merchant city of Eldebor by the wizard Alatarn, the party have found themselves well positioned to look into rumours of missing children from Dr. Velkior's home for wayward children, and the whereabouts of Nessie Brittlewheat, a friend of Malia's, who was said to be investigating the very same mystery. Arriving at the orphanage, Malia, Lilith, Vermilion, and their companions learned from the overworked matron of the orphanage, Harding, that Velkior himself has not been seen for nearly 2 years. And she confirmed that a higher than usual number of the older children have been taking their leave of the orphanage, in some case, taking their younger siblings with them. Speaking with some of these wayward children, the party learned that Nessie has been at the orphanage mere days before, and that strange sounds from within the walls were among the creepy things taking place in the old house. Not as creepy, of course, as the young girl croaking out something about graves. And I believe we have some sound effects prepared.
Yeah, it's me. Hi, I'm the sound effects. It's me. So it was something like.
That's fucking terrifying. Never do that again.
Yeah,
I need you to put that in the recap every episode.
magnificent. Also not as creepy as the animated child's dolls
Also,
that
that's
hid
the
from
worst.
view when Lilith's detect magic spell led her to them. It was once again speaking with Harding that the party spied one of these dolls prick the woman with a silver needle, at which point her demeanor changed and she brutally murdered her colleague, the lovably wholesome gardener Findle. And that's where we ended the last session.
I miss Findle already.
In this kitchen, Vermilion, Malia, and Lilith, the shadows of late afternoon seem to deepen, stretch, and reach out. And you each hear a voice coming from these shadows. Leave this place remain at thy peril. Tendrils rise from pools at the feet of your companions behind you, and they're dragged down into an inky well of shadow to be seen no more, their belongings gathering at the floor where they once stood. And of course, Harding is now holding a knife to your throat, so I'll need all three of you towards you. So all three of you will need to roll initiative, please.
Ooh,
Ah!
straight in.
You're not going to be rolling dice today. We'll see.
Guys, I think I wasted my good roll.
I know.
On initiative?
Yeah!
Eek.
Yeah!
What dice do I think is going to roll well for me? This one.
Doesn't matter as long as you put it in your mouth first. They'll roll well after that.
I did not. It rolled a 16, which becomes a 19.
Magic. Lilith, did you roll?
16. 15 plus 1.
Whoa.
The fuck?
Malia?
14.
Yikes. In which case, Vermilion.
Oh, jeez. They said we should leave and remain at our peril. Is our peril like a spot in the house, or that we should just stand on? The instructions weren't clear, is all I'm saying. Now, I'm just gonna pause this for a second because I have some notes that I wrote based on
You absolutely do.
the previous Arcana check that was made in the last episode, way ago, before we started this up again. Okay. Well, this is real bad, but I think I know what to do. And which doll is the one that fricked with the needle?
So
What is the doll with the needle?
That doll, if you're referring to Harding, I assume,
Yeah.
yes, is
Correct.
still in the apron pocket, the apron that Harding is wearing, and will be pretty easy to notice. So she's clambering over the kitchen bench to get to you all. That it has seemed to have just gone completely lifeless.
Okay. That is terrifying. Guys, we need to get those needles and destroy them, I guess. I think that's the thing that is allowing the dolls to possess people. Or we could stab the body with the needle again, I think. I don't know, this is all happening really fast. I'm going to make a crack for the doll. I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and wrest the doll from the apron pocket.
Okay, sure. Do it as a...
This combat has like started and Vermilion's like, existential crisis.
It's very familiar. It's absolutely fine. Let's
I
run
was
as
having a crisis before. I am now.
We'll run as a grapple check, I guess, then?
Sure. That would be strength, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Lame. 17.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is highly successful. So you wrest then the doll, and it'll be pretty easy, right? Like Harding's crawling over this bench, and so this thing's almost falling out of her pocket at this point. So I think you'd fairly easily be able to then swoop in and nab that.
Excellent. Does the doll still have the needle?
It does.
Okay. Can I, as part of the resting of the doll, try and just poke Harding with the needle again?
Well, I'm going to say it's probably going to be a second action that would need to be
Second
planned.
action? That's fine. That's all right. I'm happy to hold it for now.
Beautiful. Anything else we'd like to attempt then?
No. Don't worry, everybody. I have a plan.
Brilliant. Malia was next with a 16. No. No, Lilith with the 16.
Yes.
Which doesn't mean Lilith is better. It just means
I didn't say that she was.
Well,
Nor did I imply that she was.
Just
Look,
saying.
you were thinking it awful loud.
I was actually not. Okay. So Lilith is just gonna look at Harding and look at the doll and be like, "Possession, darling, really?" And cast protection from evil and good on Harding.
Whoa.
Which the target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against a relevant effect.
Charmed, frightened, or possessed by what?
Stuff. Creature, certain types of creatures. I don't know how to read my spells. I'm illiterate.
Aberration, celestial.
No, make
Celestial
Ash do
elements.
it.
Fey fiends and undead.
You want to pull this shit out? Go for it. But you're gonna do the thing.
Yeah. Jesus. I'm
for trying to
gonna
help.
go with.
He won't save you.
That's fine. What was the list? Let me see.
Aberration, celestials, elementals, fey fiends, undead.
Cool. Marvelous. It has no effect.
Oh, awesome. Excellent.
Anything else that Lilith would like to do with?
She's gonna hiss.
Yeah, I would too under those circumstances.
Just a little.
Brilliant. Malia.
Actually, wait.
Wait.
Bonus action. I'm gonna hex
Okay,
just in case. Wisdom saving throws.
sure.
Wisdom saving throws. Ability checks. It's one or the other.
We'll double check it if we need it.
Ability checks.
Easy. Malia.
Having just witnessed a mental breakdown and existential crisis, and also just 2 people or 3 people melting into the floor, I would heed the warning given to me, and I would have a look and see if there is anything worth salvaging from our companions.
Yeah, there absolutely is. There's a stack of stuff lying over there on the ground. So there'll be 3
Anything
backpacks.
shiny?
3 backpacks full of stuff.
Really, so much.
Yeah, multiple weapons and several pouches that you can only assume are filled with currencies of assorted types.
Okay, well, my focus will be on the currency and any weapons that look like I could wield them.
Sure. It's very Malia to just abandon.
I haven't left yet. I'm
two
just
friends to to get the loot.
This
No,
isn't
haven't
the first
left.
time.
Look, hey, you
This
played-
is all part of the
I
plan.
haven't left yet. I'm just scavenging like a little seagull.
This is all part of the plan.
You're playing
I
a
fight
rogue.
the doll, she loots the bodies.
That's magnificent. Anything more than that Malia would like to attempt?
Well, I think we should get out of here. I don't think we need to stick around. And in doing so, I will grab one of my daggers out and just. There's only the one doll, right? Or is there more than one?
There's only
The doll is in Vermilion's hand.
correct.
Yeah,
Currently.
yeah. Is that the only one?
Currently, yes.
Okay. I guess would looting have taken any action? Would that have taken my
It
action
will
too?
have burned the action.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool. Well then, I guess I'm just standing there with my arms full of loot.
Incredible. Magnificent. In which case, Harding will kind of spin, turn, and hiss at Vermilion. And
That's unsettling.
good. That's what I would hope. Oh, I'm real sorry about this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bet you're
yeah,
not.
good.
Bet you're not.
Yeah, look. She is gonna slash out with this knife.
She would.
For 19.
Some classic Harding for you. 19 does hit, yes.
Okay, marvelous. That's only 2 slashing damage with this knife that she's going to achieve with that.
Oh, my beautiful bangs.
Which brings us back to Vermilion.
You'll pay for that, I guess. Now I'm going to try and stab her with the needle.
Go for it.
Thanks. What do I have to do? Tell me how I have to do that. Is it an attack? Do I just like...
Yeah, just
go
roll it as an attack. Essentially, it's a small silver needle, right? So do it as an armed attack, but just with the needle in your hand.
Right. That is cocked on the corner of my dice tray. 15.
15 will hit, yes.
Nice.
Where do you think you would be stabbing this thing into specifically?
Do I recall where they were stabbed the first time?
It would have been. I don't think we specified.
Mhm.
Eyeball.
It would have been the neck.
Right.
I would have crawled up the neck and then fallen back down into the apron pocket.
It was like a very well choreographed
Oh yeah,
thing that it did.
They're creepy little dolls.
Yeah, cool.
It's kind of the whole jam.
I guess I could try for the neck, but probably just the closest exposed piece of flesh would do.
Sure. Yeah, silver needle throat punch is entirely successful.
Thank you.
Harding kind of like clutches at her throat.
Yeah, it's been stabbed 2 times, so I can understand that.
Incredible. And then, as if a mist is lifted, you see Harding's entire posture change, and she looks at the knife in her hand, looks at the pool of blood on the bench and Findle's body laying down, looks at you, Vermilion, and just absolutely lets loose with this horrified scream and starts backing away from you immediately. Meanwhile, Tinywing, for some time, you're not necessarily even sure exactly how long at this stage, but it has been a while. It's been at least a full day. You've been bound in this lantern of a sort, in a very dark, very damp, cold place. You notice very suddenly that you are once again freely able to move.
Just move, or can I make noise too?
You can absolutely also make noise.
She's going to start seeing if she can push open the glass, if there's an opening somewhere to get out of there. She can't be trapped again. This is like reliving her worst nightmare all over again.
Yeah. The door of this lantern opens a little bit, so there's a bit of a gap there, but there is a clasp on the other side of it that's just stuck a little bit.
Hello? 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 Help? Anyone? I can't be up here, please. Help. And she's just going to keep saying that until she hopefully gets someone's attention and pushing on the glass to try and make more noise, because her voice doesn't travel very far.
The only response is just a suffocating silence.
All right, that's not good. Can she maybe see if she's got her pipes handy to see if she can maybe get some leverage and get that little to come open for her, so she can try and get out of there and go find Sal, because she really needs to find Sal.
Yep, absolutely. Just roll me a dexterity check.
I could find a dice for that, she says, with 50 million of them in front of her.
Yeah. Trust you to be the one with no dice. That's
I know,
exactly
right?
what I expected.
Too many dice.
That was a whole 10.
No, it'll work on a 10. It's really not difficult. So there's enough room that this lantern door's opened up, and the clasp is sort of loose enough that you can essentially just jimmy it open with these pan pipes.
It's jimmied open. She's out. She's going to hover around and try to find Sal, and if his attention isn't going to go her way, because that's what she last saw, she's going to go try to find other help and be brave about it, because gosh darn it, she's in the shits this time.
Okay. Coming out of the lantern, Tinywing will find themselves in almost looks like a cave, but you can see just very barely. In one direction, it gets very dark, and there's much more rock and some kind of gnarled roots coming out of the walls. In the other direction, you can see what looks like a little bit of stonework and a bit of dim light coming from a passageway in that direction.
She's going to, as stealthily as her little wings will allow her to fly, head towards the light in the passageway.
Okay, I will get you to roll a stealth check then to
It's gonna
sneak
go
out
well.
of this place successfully.
14.
Yeah, you do so, and you emerge into a graveyard. So coming out into the light, you see behind you, and it's late afternoon, early evening at this point. The sun's getting low, shadows are getting longer, and one of those shadows cast by the building that you've come out of is before you and pointing out to a bunch of graves. And if you look off to your right, you'll see a very large kind of 2-story house on the other side of a relatively tall tree.
And nobody else in sight, just graves.
You do see a small monkey sitting on top of one of the gravestones.
It's an animal. It's going to be nice to me. It has to be nice to me. I would fly near the monkey. Not next to the monkey, but near the monkey. And see if it will be friendly.
It's guarded and cautious and watches you very intensely, and also watches the patch of dirt in front of this tombstone.
Hello, little monkey. Hello, I'm Tinywing. I can't find my friend. I'm very alone, and I'm supposed to be brave. I was told I always have to be brave if I'm going to make it in this world, but I don't know if I can be brave by myself. Are you here by yourself? Are you friendly?
It does not speak back to you.
Damn it.
But it does jump from the tombstone to the mound of earth and back to the tombstone and pace around in a little circle and kind of bob up and down a bit and make a little screech in your direction.
Is there something in the ground that you need help with? Or should I not touch the ground?
Again, it does not respond. It is a monkey.
I don't have to speak with animals, all right?
Can't
Actually,
wait to
wait.
talk to that
hang on.
monkey.
Yeah.
I know, right? I want to talk to the damn monkey. I like talking to monkeys. What's the spell list? Actually, I thought I did speak with animals. Or did we take that off? No, the one spell I shouldn't have taken off, it seems. She's going to, unsure of what the monkey wants, she is going to cast Mold Earth and ever so slowly move the top of the grave aside.
Brilliant. Kaori, you've been, for some time now, you kind of feel yourself getting hungry and tired and over being in this situation. For a time, you tried to ascertain exactly where you were and found that you couldn't really move very far. You could only lift your arms a certain way. There's something incredibly uncomfortable underneath you, and kind of trying to push at whatever this weight is above you, being completely unsuccessful in removing it. But all of a sudden, you hear this sound. And Saz, do you want to describe Mold Earth for us? What is the process of Mold Earth as a spell look like for Tinywing?
For Tinywing, because she is a lover of all things that are pretty, it is going to be a pretty process. It is going to look like there is sparkles in that shit, all right? However that happens, it doesn't matter. It sparkles, it's dirt. We're going to move it, and it's going to be pretty.
Brilliant. In which case, then, Kaori, you'll not only hear this earth shifting from above you, but you'll even see these little pinpricks of light coming through what looks like cracks in what's been holding you there.
Okay, so seeing obviously the light through, I start to it's see through the top of
Not see through. So it's still quite dark, so you can't quite make out the material. Feeling it, best guess would be some kind of wood.
Right. Okay, but so there's cracks in the wood, obviously.
Yeah, just one or two kind of areas where there's just a small little crack in it.
Okay. Well, I guess like hearing the earth kind of like move above me, like I just trying to push a little bit more to try and, try get back out.
Yep, excellent.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Sorry, NBC, I saw that wink.
You do so. Strangely and unexpectedly, the lid of this coffin, it does move, but it doesn't move anywhere near as much as you feel like it should. And looking down at yourself, you find you are in the body of this small, mostly made of cloth, porcelain-faced doll. And you are unable to speak.
Cool.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Mamma mia. Here we go
The
again.
one other thing that you have as you stand is a silver needle, kind of in a very small, almost holster at your side.
Right. And is there anything else that I can see around me, or is it just the
Only your simian friend. And can you describe this monkey for us that's on the tombstone?
Yeah, so okay, he's very little. What's the little monkeys with the curly tails?
The capuchins?
Do we know?
Is that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, he looks like that small. His fur like sticks up in places. Like he doesn't really look too well groomed because, and he does wear a happy shirt just because it's really. Oh, sorry. It's also just said my internet connection's unstable. That's fine. We'll
It's
ignore that.
dropping out a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, it's my
We're getting
bad.
most of it.
Amazing. Yeah, so he's basically just a little monkey with a shirt on.
He jumps down off of this tombstone and starts jumping around you, quite clearly excited to see you.
I can see out now.
Yes, so you'll have at this point clambered out of essentially a grave after having struggled a lid off a small coffin.
Right, and do I see Tinywing?
You do.
near-
You see in front of you Tinywing. And
Okay.
Saz, would you like to describe for us what exactly Kaori will see?
You'll see, if you're familiar with fairies, you would know that she does look smaller than the average fairy. She has blue and purple wings. Mostly, the blue is through the larger parts of the wings, with the purple being the veins of it, as it were. And she has got very flowy sort of skirts, and she's got like the leaf decals through her on her shoulders here and around her collar and whatnot, and a bright gem hanging around her neck there. And she has a no, she doesn't have that yet. Never mind.
He has a.
She has
Not that.
nothing.
Not yet. Not yet. Not till she levels.
Oh my God. And sorry, how big am I like as this doll? Am I like
You're probably a little bit bigger than Tinywing.
Okay.
Just like a doll's head height taller than Tinywing is.
how big that comparison to the monkey?
Ooh, bit shorter.
Bit shorter than the monkey.
Yeah, and a monkey's
Okay.
head shorter than the monkey.
Okay, so monkey, his name's Zephyr.
Zephyr,
By
thank you.
the way. Yeah, so Zephyr obviously would be quite frantic and essentially trying to like climb on me because like the usual position is like the shoulder. Obviously that doesn't quite work. So I guess I just kind of like, oh, it's really hard not speaking. Why would you do this to me?
I'm the actual worst person. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so just kind of give him a look that's like stop, and then back at Tinywing and just kind of stare for a second because I don't know what's going on, and I'm hoping she knows, but obviously I can. Oh, sorry, they know, but I can't. I cannot speak it.
Excellent. On looking around, you will see that same scene. So on your right, as you come out of this grave, you'll see essentially in the graveyard in which you find yourself. You'll see a mausoleum structure of some kind off to your right. Over to your left, there's a large tree with a rope swing on it. And beyond that, there's a large 2-story house. On one side, you can see what looks like some kind of maybe conservatory. There's definitely some plant life in there. On the other side, a door that looks like it leads to the interior.
I've seen this house before?
Very briefly, and in the dark, and when you were alone and tired, it looks like a similar area to the area that you last recall being in. Yes.
Okay. Alright, I just kind of stare at Tinywing, just expectantly. Just standing there staring. For
The doll
fun.
is standing,
Mm-hmm.
so it can move. It just can't talk.
Correct.
That's just cruel. That is cruel to both of these characters. Oh my goodness. And Tinywing would be able to realize that the monkey is obviously friendly with the doll, as it were.
Yeah, look, I can make a roll insight check on it, but no, the monkey's not attacking this thing, and it looks to be, the demeanor has definitely changed from earlier. Before it looked agitated and concerned, even now it's very excited and is starting to calm a little bit.
So, we have found your friend, little monkey. Okay, you're welcome. I don't know what you want to do now. I need to find my friend now. Have you seen other people? Oh, I don't know why I'm talking to a monkey. Oh my goodness. Maybe, do you know what? If the monkey can sort of kind of get through to me, maybe the doll can understand me too. Have you seen other people? Do you just want to walk where you've seen other people, little tiny doll thing?
I just kind of shake my head, but I'll point at the house, assuming that, like the house, that there might be something over there if we want to go and have a look.
You want to go to the house? Okay. Let's go. And she's going to start going that way and hope that the weird little doll and monkey follows her.
Excellent.
I will
That is the
100%
greatest
if I can
position.
climb on the monkey.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Will the two of you be heading through the conservatory kind of indoor garden area, or to the door at the rear of the house, the back door of the house?
Whatever's closest, I guess.
The straightest line would be towards that door of the house. In that case, Salislo. It's dark.
Hello.
It's cold. You're getting really frustrated really quickly at this point.
Now I believe I'm contained inside something.
Mm-hmm.
I will attempt to make as much noise as I can, bashing my soft little overstuffed hands against the wood.
Your soft little cloth hands rustle on the wood.
I'll very gently try and bop my head against it, having realized that I'm not me and I'm now definitively something else. I'll try and use like sort of the porcelain head to kind of like bonk and see how much noise that makes.
Yep. Okay. Given you are fairly obviously, I would assume at this point, also in a grave, I'll get both Kaori and Tinywing then to roll a perception check for me. And I'll tell you now the DC is going to be a 15 to hear this little porcelain noggin. And that one! Magnificent.
Was that just a D20?
Yes.
Perception.
Perception, yeah.
I'm trying to see.
I'll bring up your
How-
character sheet because you'll have a modifier that then gets added or
Yeah.
removed from that as well.
How do you use this? I'm just gonna roll and you can. 16.
So 16 on the D20, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. And if we have a look at your character... No, I don't actually have the character sheet, do I? Oh,
I think.
no.
Hang on.
For perception, does it give you a plus amount for a perception check specifically? Check this.
Give me 1 second while I look.
Yeah. Take time. And everyone hydrate really quickly because I don't know about you, but it's stonking hot here.
I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not feeling 22 right now.
Ugh.
That's because you're 30.
Wow. Wow. How
Oh,
dare
I'm
you?
so sorry.
Ripping.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my
That's
I did
so
not mean for that
good.
to come out like
Excuse
that.
me, I got ID'd at a bottle shop the other day, Ash.
Nice.
Good for you. I don't get ID'd at the bottle shop because I'm mates with the person behind the counter. Because she shows me pictures of shoplifters and I help her identify them because I know a lot of bogans.
You rolled a 16. I said it was 15. Yeah, you totally hear a little porcelain.
Okay, amazing. I still
noggin.
don't know.
Yeah, no, that's entirely up me. I missed it. I
Cool.
was so concerned. You do. You hear from as you're sort of walking through this graveyard, kind of off in one direction, you hear this little boom, 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 boom.
Tinywing hears nothing.
I was just rotating my iPad slightly.
Just educating Jeannie in the D&D Beyond iPad. If you put it on landscape, it has everything on one page
Excellent.
instead
Yeah,
of
so I was
Just
just very
helping.
like, I'm just gonna turn that around slowly. I'm so sorry. So as a 16, what did I notice?
So you will hear from within this graveyard just a little noise of something hitting what sounds like wood. It sounds very similar to the
Right.
noises that you would have been making whilst you were in the
Right.
grave that you've just crawled
And-
out of.
Tinywing didn't hear
No.
that. Okay. So hearing the noise, I glanced over toward it and take a second to think about whether or not it's actually worth paying attention to. But then obviously remembering that it's a very similar sort of noise, I start to walk over to that mound of dirt. Well, I try and get Tinywing's attention and then walk over to the mound.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are we looking for
Saying
more?
nothing still because I can't speak.
She's just gonna fly behind you, just asking stupid, meaningless questions about what we're doing.
Amazing. When we get there, I just kind of point at the ground and look.
And it will be
Expectantly.
fairly obvious. So this graveyard is old. Like most of these tombstones are ancient to the point where the whatever was inscribed on them has faded off at this stage. It's weathered off. The vast majority of the graves that kind of litter this place are covered with grass. There are here and there what look to be kind of freshly dug graves at some of these very old tombstones.
And the little doll is leading Tinywing to a freshly dug one.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Freshly dug,
Alright.
as in freshly filled in dug, though.
Yeah. Okay, I guess
Is there any chance of me like hearing the approaching anythings at all?
Of two tiny creatures, one of whom is flying? No.
No. Cool.
even her incessant questions.
No, I'm gonna say, well, roll perception then with disadvantage.
Outstanding with
The
disadvantage.
DM swindles the DM.
So I
Never
rolled.
let the DM become the player.
Yeah.
I rolled.
I'm
I
so
rolled
screwed on so many levels already. Now this just adds like to it so much more.
I rolled an 11. So that's a 9.
Yeah, sorry, bud. You get nothing out of that.
No, too busy banging my head. Dunk.
Yeah, it's really difficult to hear when all you can hear is the echo of your own
Yeah.
head banging on this wood
And-
repeatedly.
And Sal's probably like trying to process, like, there's probably a certain level of curiosity around that as well. It's like, if this is a porcelain head, but it's not my head, the echo inside, what does, and it would be all kind of logical, kind of weirdness going on.
Sure.
All right. Well, then I guess Tinywing's question to the weird-looking little doll is this one, or this one, or that one? Which one?
She just points at the mound that she's standing in front of, where she heard the original noise coming from.
Mold earth again, with all the pretty sparkles that comes with it.
Yeah, brilliant. Exactly the same circumstances. And you hear the sound of earth moving. There's probably only one crack in your coffin, I think, Sal. So you'll see a little pinprick line.
Say crack again.
Yeah. Crack with a K, crack with 3 Ks specifically.
Clark. Like as it becomes apparent that there's someone digging, that I'll use my head to knock a bit more insistently.
Excellent. As you do so, and the earth on the lid of this coffer that you're in gets lighter and lighter. Doing that actually is what ultimately lifts the lid off of this coffin. It kind of flings up and out right into the path, in fact, of Kaori in doll form. And I'll get you to roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please, Kaori, to see if you can jump out of the way of this coffin lid.
Oh no. Oh, I think I do have a +1 in dexterity as well, though, if that helps.
Go for it. Roll the d20.
I don't know what. I'm so scared. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, bother.
I got a 3.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Excellent.
Oh no.
With a 4, this coffin lid does in fact come crashing down on you, but you'll only take
4 damage.
yeah, it's exactly
Wow.
Damage?
2.
Roll the damage.
No.
Roll the damage!
The damage has been
Three
rolled.
new people here.
You are a
to
doll.
kill
Most
them.
of your body is soft, so you will only take 2 bludgeoning damage from this coffin lid smacking into you.
Your face cracks in like a really cool way, so it looks like you have a nice,
Say crack
awesome
again.
scar
That's
over your eye.
amazing.
I'm just
Incredible.
writing down the precedent of soft body equals less damage.
So
And Sal, you appear now to be able to free yourself from.
So
this
I'm
situation.
almost sort of expecting that with the lid having squished the other doll, the first thing I'm going to see is either Tinywing or the monkey. If it's Tinywing, Tiny, you'd see the doll like pop up and just like raise its little arms at you and sort of like a toddler wanting to be
no.
picked
Like it
up.
wants uppies.
Yeah. But then the next thing you would notice is that the doll actually starts to float up a little bit and then just kind of flops on the ground and kind of gets up, dusts itself off with its little kind of mitts, like almost like if a doll could look surprised, it would look surprised. But then would be like still doing the whole waving at you thing.
Yay! Hello, it's another tiny doll. Woohoo!
And so the doll, again, oblivious to the other squished doll under the lid, I'm sorry,
I'm
would
just chilling. It's fine.
float actually again,
Walks
float
across
up.
the lid of the coffin.
Yeah. Float up and actually hug you.
Oh, Tinywing's gonna freak the fuck out. Freaking out. Just like nope. She's gone. She's gonna push against you and get out of there.
And so again, it'd pop up, try and hug you, and then just like fall to the ground again, as if like they couldn't maintain the altitude.
I don't know you, little doll. You're a doll. I don't know you. Where's my other doll? Where's the monkey?
The monkey
she's
will be
gonna
jumping up and down, screeching at this point, lifting up at the lid of the coffin. Zephyr.
I have no strength. That's not going to happen.
Cell doll will turn to the lid and possibly see like a part of Kaori
Legs.
doll sticking out from under it.
Oh God.
And with its little hands will be like little porcelain head, and then go and try and like lift the lid
So expressive.
off the off so that this other doll's no longer squished.
Sure. We'll do a strength check with advantage then. With your strength currently of 10, we will say.
So it's a 16.
Easy. Done. You managed to get underneath this coffin lid and flip it over and get it off of Kaori's doll self.
Right. 2 dolls, a monkey, and a fairy walk into a graveyard. I don't know what happens next. We were going to the house, weren't we? Doll number 1 with the monkey.
Kaori just sits up, looking as pissed off as a doll can look, considering it has not as many facial expressions as the second doll that showed up. As the monkey like helps her like get up to her feet. And then she kind of dusts herself off, nods, and then just starts walking back towards the house.
Excellent.
We're going to the house. You coming, doll number 2?
So doll number 2, its little arms will like point at Tinywing and then point at itself, and then we'll try to make like a heart symbol.
And at that point, all 3 of you hear
Good
a
God.
blood-curdling scream come from inside the house, exactly at the point in time this little cute heart is made with the doll arms. And we'll go back then to Harding absolutely screaming in your face, Vermilion. What are you doing? What have you done? What happened to Fiddle?
Look, I realize that this looks awful, and it very much is, because you killed this man, who I believe is very nice, but I believe you were also possessed by a doll, at the time, so I think I could probably get you off with manslaughter, probably involuntary manslaughter. I am a lawyer. This is fine.
She sort of drops the knife out of her hand and just sort of stares at her bloody
That's
hands
good. You
for a
should
bit.
definitely hide the murder weapon. As your legal counsel, I advise you to make it hidden to the authorities.
And at this point, she's essentially no longer reacting to what you're saying, but she does scream out at the top of her lungs, "Mincy! Mincy!"
Is this doll moving at all?
No, the doll is once again limp.
I'm going to look at Vermilion, who I assume is still holding the doll, and just be like, would you mind if I had a quick look at that, please?
Yeah, here you go. I'm just gonna.
I'm absolutely going
Oh,
to
you've got the
gutter
doll.
stomp this doll, like straight up, drop it, and just under my boot, just stomp on its head.
Yeah, absolutely. I won't even make you roll for it. Yep, the porcelain little head of this adorable child's toy is crushed into fine dust.
Adorable child's toy that just
no.
fucking stabbed
Yeah.
the shit out of someone. But all right.
Man, this couldn't possibly go bad for any other dolls in the vicinity.
So I started stomping.
Yes.
We'll send you the new characters at the end of this. So it'll be fine.
Yeah, imagine inviting three people to join and then just immediately having them killed off. That's rude. Yeah, okay, gutter stomp. How many pouches of gold do I have?
There's
All
probably
right,
about
back to the loot.
Incorrect. There'll be 3 separate pouches with various amounts of gold in each of them. One has significantly more than the other.
I'll keep that one. And the other 2, I will give the second heaviest, if I can determine that, to Vermilion. And the third heaviest, if I can determine that, I'll toss towards Lilith.
Yay, a bonus!
I think you've earned this.
Wow, who knew corporate work could be so rewarding?
Lilith
like
just manages to catch it.
I'd like to see some documentation on all these work roles you're taking up currently, because I at this point I can't even tell if you're telling the truth anymore.
Would it surprise you to learn that neither can I?
It absolutely would not. You are an interesting creature, Vermilion.
Thanks, I think.
You're welcome, I think.
Are there more of these dolls around that are going to start possessing people and committing murder again?
Yes,
Well,
there's a
the
couple
good-
upstairs.
Oh, fabulous.
Oh, jeez.
The good news is if we come across them, now we know how to free the people, I guess.
Yep. But ideally we should probably not let that happen, because we weren't quick enough the first time, and this, I'm sure, lovely gentleman is now dead, and this also very brisk but probably lovely woman is clearly heavily psychologically traumatized.
Yeah, she's still just like screaming in a corner. Like, what's she doing at this point?
She has at this point rolled out of the pool of blood on the kitchen bench, and she's just kind of made her way into a corner of this kitchen, and she's kind of like crouching down with her hands over her eyes, just rocking ever so slyly, just trying to blank out everything else that's happening in the room.
I'm gonna look at her and be like, "Hey, keep it together. You gotta take care of these kids. You can't. You can't.
Some of
fall
those children
apart.
are almost certainly possessed as well.
Yeah, and someone's gotta fucking take care of them, and that's
For a very
you know, the
reasonable price.
That's the responsibility of you. I'm gonna point at her.
Harding raises a finger to her mouth and kind of covering herself with blood in the process. The children! And she bolts out of the kitchen.
You should maybe
into the
wipe your
foyer
face
area.
before you run away. Okay, bye. Thanks for your
Yeah, they're not going to
hospitality.
take kindly to you being covered in blood. Oh, well, she's gone.
So
We
she
tried.
has run off towards the foyer kind of entrance area at the bottom of those stairs that lead upstairs towards the doctor's office. You see her head in that direction. Meanwhile, $2 a fairy and a monkey enter the rear of this house and see this woman covered in blood through. So as you're entering in this back door, you can see what looks like the underside of some stairs that you're approaching, and on the left you'll see there's sort of a large gap, like a corridor going into a large open room of some kind, and you see a woman covered in blood on her hands and face and kind of part of this apron that she's wearing, just kind of run past this corridor off to the right.
No, 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 no. And we're just going to keep going in the direction we were going.
So
Yeah,
that corridor is essentially the only direction. It opens up into a large room. You'll catch the sound of a door closing from the direction that this woman has fled, and you see on the opposite side of this large room, you'll see another door. In the room itself, you can see a small table with small chairs and a bunch of toys kind of surrounding this table, a few board games, some dice and spinning tops and things. There's quite a few bookshelves that surround the walls of this entire room as well, a large number of books.
is there anything that resembles, like, are there any kind of writing implement, like chalk, crayons, like anything like that that's lying around?
You will see some pencils and paper. It's kind of on the floor next to that same small table.
Okay. So doll number 2 will suddenly start jumping up and down, and will rush over to where the paper and pencil is, and will try and pick the pencil up with its little Muppet hands,
Like this.
and then realize that it's probably not actually going to work considering pencil size and what's going on. And so you'll then see the pencil stand up by itself and start to kind of try and write on the paper. I don't know
Tinywing
if I'm not
Fly
sure.
over and have a look.
I'm not sure if there's anything that you want me to try and.
What do we think? How do we approach this? I think
Can a doll write? Surely they can.
a doll could write, but I'm keen to see how we do
Does
it.
it have
with
hands
the
to
non-
write, or is it like just one of
Has it
those
got,
like
Does it have
perfectly
opposable thumbs?
round, yeah, just
Yeah.
little mitten hands?
Well, it's just got little mitten hands.
Or does
This
his
particular
arm
doll.
just roll back till it's secure because it's made of cloth?
This
Yeah,
particular doll does not have opposable thumbs. It is just kind of mitten hands.
Ah,
But you certainly have the strength to pick it up and make the attempt before kind of switching strategy. I'm not quite sure how we want to approach whether you pull this off without the use of your little cloth body. I guess we could just do it as an intelligence check.
Yep.
And see how it goes.
All right. Let's see.
Sleight of hand.
Come on. Yeah, come on. Performance? Is this like performance art? I don't know. All right. So that's a 15.
Okay, 15. You absolutely nail the mechanics. Now roll the performance check.
Okay.
uh-oh.
Just when you thought you got away with it.
18.
Oh, wow.
Marvelous.
Okay.
What was it that you
Wow.
intended to have this pencil write?
It is.
It's just drawing dick.
So that ham was spelled W-U-Z.
Yeah.
It's like property of the 6.
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where he just does like he just writes "the" over the course of an hour, but it's just like the massive calligraphy T, and
it's
like that's all he gets out.
It's perfectly
Yeah.
illuminated
Don't mind me.
manuscript.
Oh, there we go.
No, all he writes on the piece of paper is the word "sell," and then he'll like
Sell what?
He'll
What's your selling?
S-A-L. Fucking, and he pointed it with
The
one of
code.
the little stumpy arms, and
give me
then
a
like
stop
point
tips.
at Tiny, and then point at that, and then point at Tiny, and then kind of like you know emphatically point at it,
And then wants to
and
sell
then
the
itself.
fairy.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Sal. Are you looking for Sal, or are you Sal?
You see the shoulders slump almost into.
Are you Sal? Is my other question. You're Sal with no words. This is not going to work very well. How is Sal in a doll? How is Tiny supposed to get Sal out of a doll? Tiny's supposed to stay brave to do this without Sal as Big Sal. This is not a good day for Tiny.
And then Sal will point at the other doll and go,
Tiny's gonna do
So-
it straight back at you.
Doll 1 will look at both of you and then also just be like,
doll one, this is doll 2. Come in, doll 2.
Doll 2, this is Doll 1. Can't speak.
That's absolutely not how that works.
Interpretive dance only.
Oh no.
As you were attempting to communicate with each other, quite hilariously, 2 other dolls will come barreling down these large, very fancy-looking kind of, well-polished wooden and marble stairs, wielding in stabbed into their tiny little cotton hands, one of these silver needles each, and they ignore you three entirely and run into the room opposite of the one that that woman had run into earlier.
Doll one is gonna just kind of stare as like they run past, and then climb on the back of the monkey because she doesn't want him to like run off, basically. And also, it's fun.
Yeah. And that's how
Good.
you got your mount.
I mount the monkey. Let's go.
So doll 2 or Sal points at the monkey, points at the other doll, then points at you, Tiny, and holds its arms up.
Mama.
No. We are not swapping. I don't care if you're a doll. No. Should we follow the other dolls?
He'll start heading towards where the other dolls went, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Malia, Lilith, and Vermilion, you see the kitchen door kind of swing back open a short time after Harding's run out, and hear the pitter-patter of little tiny feet running in your direction. And sure enough, before you, there are 2
Thunderwave.
of these dolls.
Immediately thunder.
Yep, go for it.
Hang on.
Good God.
Let's
It's
see.
good for a million.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Their faces crack and just
Yeah, it's a 16 and an 11.
confetti. Ooh.
Whoa.
Sorry, I need to find where am I? 16 saves, 11 does not.
Okay.
So 16 will take half damage, and the other one is going to take full damage and be knocked back. Where are we? Need some D8s, man.
Woo!
8 plus 6 is 14.
Yeah. Ouch.
And the one that rolled an 11 is pushed 10 feet back out the door.
Brilliant. In which case,
Although this is a 15-foot cube, so it would hit anything else that's on the other side.
the
of
door itself just blows.
Yeah, just blows off.
Clean
Just
off.
fire
like,
a door.
Yeah,
into there.
reverse hinge. This and in which case, so Sal, Tinywing, and Kaori, you'll see the door of this other room just get absolutely belted, and it, with such force that it just wraps around the where the hinges had been fixed. You also see one of these dolls that had just run past you go absolutely flying into this large foyer, probably directly over the top of your heads, in fact.
Mama. Oh no.
Oh no. I'm
So
just
we
gonna...
see-
Oh, sorry, you go. No, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go
fuck
first.
You, Jeannie. Fuck you, Jeannie. You go.
I'm not going.
So
Do
hostile.
it.
Do we see these dolls? Are they here?
Not anymore.
No, not at this point. I think they'd be just still a little bit out of your sight. Yeah.
Great. Then
Yeah.
I offer a crisp high five to Vermilion.
Nice.
Magnificent. Genie.
So seeing obviously this other doll go flying, Kaori just kind of like tugs on like the monkey's fur, so like he stops moving so much. I'm still obviously like a little bit behind Tinywing and Doll 2. So just kind of like staying back a little bit, just to try and not get in the way, basically. That's all I got.
Sure.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
For your little TED Talk.
Yeah.
Sal,
Oh.
Sal, Tinywing.
Wow.
Wow.
Any particular reaction to this doll coming flying through the air over your head and the door being blown off its hinges?
little bit of stuffing just kind of drops out from underneath now.
Jeez.
Do you want inspiration in the first game?
Wow.
That's how you get inspiration in the first game.
Sal will definitively move to sort of the opposite side of where the door swung to avoid getting collected by any more kind of sweet swinging door action.
Mhm.
And we'll look up at Tinywing to see what she's doing.
Tinywing is going to get as close to the wall as she can, but continue flying towards where the door opening is and cast. Where is it? No, let's not do that. But she is going to stick her tiny little head from like the top of the door. She's going to like fly upside down and stick her head down. Just be like, "Hello, I'm friendly. I'm not a doll. Please don't hurt me. Also, I have 2 dolls with me, and they're all so nice. And I have Monkey.
Oh, it's more of those dolls.
I'm not a doll. I'm a
Thunderwave
fairy. Oh
again.
my god!"
Immediately Thunderwave.
Please
don't.
Are you actually thunder waving? I'm confused now.
I haven't seen a doll yet.
Okay.
All right.
Just a
Okay.
fairy's head.
You have seen this very small fairy head, though, pop down from the top of the door frame and beg you not to hurt them.
Is that one of the kids?
I'm not a kid. I'm a fairy.
Are you sure you're real tiny?
I have wings. Do kids have wings?
I don't know. Don't remember being a child, and I have seen very few children.
You don't remember being a child?
No, that's a whole other thing we should get into later.
All right.
It's
neither
more
do I.
common than you might think, honestly.
Okay, great. I have no desire to hurt you unless you hurt us, I guess. So
I'm not going to hurt anybody.
back off.
I'm not going to hurt anybody. But you did hurt 2 dolls. And I'm guessing they were bad dolls because I'm pretty sure I saw pointy, stabby things coming out of their hands. I have 2 dolls with me, but they are not mean dolls. They do not have stabby things coming out of their hands. They are nice, and I'm pretty sure one of them is my friend Sal.
The
And I need to
second
get
time he says that
Vibe
about
check.
like I'm pretty sure
that's-
that like I'm pretty, I just saw you hurt 2 dolls, and I'm not like I'm just gonna sidestep and look at the mutilated body behind me, like just laying there on the
Yeah,
ground.
we've been having a little doll problem, as you can probably see by all of this blood.
And as you say that, and Tinywing, you'll probably be the first to see this. You'll seem to have forgotten there is still one of these dolls in the room, and it leaps for you with Silver Needle in hand, Vermilion. Yeah.
Could Tinywing just cast Eldritch Blast at it from where she is flying up in the air behind the door because it's trying to hurt someone?
Absolutely, go for it.
Cast things, yay. I've never used Eldritch Blast in my life, so this will be fun.
Yeah!
Yeah.
You got this.
I
Make
do
an
not
attack
have
roll.
this. I have 11 to hit.
That'll hit.
That'll hit. Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So much stuffing.
So much
Oh yeah,
stuffing.
this thing's basically already torn apart by the thunder wave that it just copped in the face. So it's
9
great.
damage.
okay. Is that including the additional D4?
Oh, no, it does not. Thank you for reminding me because I forgot to write that on my sheet. There's a D4. A 4 on the 4, so...
Okay. Excellent. Can you describe for us
Yeah.
real quick what Tinywing's Eldritch Blast looks like and how exactly it eviscerates this doll?
It is going to be purple, but not like purple you see in a rainbow. It's going to be purple like you would see it coming off an amethyst when it catches the sun.
Mhm.
So it's just like a little blast of that, and when it hits it, it shatters like a stone would if it was
Awesome.
dropped.
Excellent description.
Yep, magnificent.
Now watch me forget that next time she casts it.
What's Lilith doing at this point?
Lilith is probably in the middle of like stripping her dress off because she doesn't want to give any of these fucking dolls a chance to climb up it. So she's probably just like holding
The
fabric
logical
in one
progression,
hand.
yeah.
She's got clothes on under it.
No one said she didn't. I'm just saying it's the logical progression, yeah.
It's not giving anything a chance to climb it. So she's probably just got bag of holding in one hand, clothes in the other hand, and is just staring. And she sees the fairy wings and just rolls her eyes and proceeds to do what she was doing.
Good.
So I think at this stage, another little doll will appear in the doorway.
Oh, there's another one!
Its little arms
Get
are
it!
like up, and you can see it's kind of like shaking.
Don't hurt
I cast
Sal.
Fireball.
Please don't
No,
hurt-
I'm just kidding.
Please don't hurt Sal.
I cast power word kill.
Your plays are evil.
Yeah.
Moonbeam.
Yeah.
Does this new emerging doll have any form of a needle on it?
It does, but it is at their hip in some kind of small, like, needle.
I'm gonna approach this doll and I'm
Holster.
just gonna
Said they
look.
didn't have stabby things, and there's one
I'm
right
gonna,
there.
I'm gonna look down at it and be like, I'm just gonna need you to hear me out, and I'm just gonna reach for the needle.
So
If
the
it
doll
will let me.
will kind of move back slightly, like as you kind of reach for it with your like giant for its hand, it'll move back a bit, and then kind of sort of seeing where you're going, will sort of offer its hip.
I will take the needle. Hot. Okay, great. And I'm gonna look at Tinywing and I'm gonna be like, this worked on the last one, and I'm just gonna, before anyone can hesitate, just attempt to jab the doll with the needle.
Incredible.
Straight up voodoo stuff right there.
Immediately.
What is this? A sword for ants?
Immediately, the Sal doll just drops to the floor.
Fucking dead already.
You
Sal,
killed him! Good job!
Sal, you open your eyes to find you are in a dark,
Back in the grave again.
damp place. But absolutely not in fact in a grave, but you appear to be bound to some kind of sort of cold, perhaps some kind of stone wall.
I'm assuming still like I've got. Do I have all my gear?
You
Am I
have all
dressed?
of your gear as best you can make out. You still don't have the use of your opposable thumbs at this point because they are tied up to a wall. But
Try riding with that.
jiggling around and kind of feeling the weight of things. Yeah, you appear to be completely still fully geared out.
Okay. The first thing I'll do is like wiggle my fingers and let out a very, very long sigh of relief. And then I'm gonna look around. Is there anybody else in here?
Roll a perception check for me.
Oh, sweet mother of mercy. That's a 17, which is a 15.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Do you have any kind of dark vision? What's Sal's?
Sal has
Sight.
60 feet of dark vision.
Okay, perfect. You can see in fairly monotone style then, or whatever, the grey, whites and blacks. You can see there are at least there's one figure hung up quite similarly on either side of you.
What do they look like?
One of them, Jeannie, would you like to describe what Kaori proper looks like, please?
Hi. So she has a long brown, like curly, like not odd, more wavy, like a wavy curl, hair going on. She's quite sun-kissed, like it's obvious that she is out in the sunshine quite a lot. She's wearing like a white, like ruffled blouse with like a brown corset over top of it, sort of like kind of like obviously a little pirate get up. And yeah, she's not like she's about average height. She's not super short, but she's not really tall either. So
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
cool. I'd like human, elf,
Human.
giant. Okay, human, cool.
Yeah.
Giant.
Squished
Giant.
into
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
building.
one arm.
Yeah.
It's just like her hand.
A giant with a regular sized monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the other side, you see what looks to be a gnome woman. She has some pretty decent armor that she's wearing. You can see what looks to be a pretty fancy kind of bunch of weaponry down at her feet on the ground.
Is there is there tables? Is there anything where like there might be a key or anything of that nature?
No, so
Oh,
it's a rope that you're currently being held by. That's kind of tied back through just some breaks in the stonework. So it's not a particularly thorough job. And some of this rope is fraying. But you don't see. You look to be in a fairly small kind of area. You can see that it definitely opens up a bit further out, but there's a bit of a curve to the direction that goes to, and you can't quite make out what might be down there. But you do see some sort of like dim light flickering from down in that direction as well.
Okay. Can I? I would like to attempt, if possible, to use invisible force to manipulate the rope and untie it.
Yeah, sure. What does this invisible force look like? What kind of manipulation of the rope are we thinking?
Well, so trying to effectively, like if it's not a complex knot, just trying to just sort of take the end of the rope and just try and sort of feed it back through any loops, manipulate it so I can sort of effectively untie myself. Like if the knots of any sort of complexity, I think like absolutely won't be able to do it.
Okay.
But
so on the other side of that, from an RP perspective, then what does this look like when Sal's using this power?
Anyone who was in the room would see Sal take a deep breath, just close his eyes for a moment, and then when he opens them, just the slightest tinge of darkness around his normally bright green eyes. That's how it would manifest in this situation.
Okay. The rope holding your right hand very easily snakes itself out of the knot that it's in, and you've got one hand free.
Cool. And I'll proceed to go through and continue to try and untie myself. A combination of that free hand now and also invisible force to get myself free.
Yeah, perfectly capable of doing so. And down you go, and you find, similarly to what you see for the gnome, you find any gear that's not on your actual person. It just seems to have been dumped at your feet.
Okay, cool. I'm happy to bounce back to the other guys because I'm conscious that like that was a stabbing of me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Instead of doing that though, we are going to take the first of our breaks. So we're going to have 2 breaks tonight because it's so ridiculously hot. Please get some air.
This way here.
Have some water.
Getting the most hectic sweat mustache.
Yeah, bathe yourself in ice if you need to, and we'll be back in.
Just like come back soaking wet.
Yeah, please. I want that a lot. And yeah, we'll be back in approximately 10 minutes. And,
Okay, bye.
We'll see where this absolute shit.
Applesauce.
Crumpets.
Fuck dolls.
Versatility.
Fuck dolls.
No, that's an entirely different thing, guys.
Kids don't do that.
Different type of doll.
Oh my god.
Welcome
Oh
back
my god.
to the inevitable death of the Meeples and Dragons channel, courtesy of this session of the Sword of the
Thanks-
Skulls, the first.
Thanks for
Hey,
trusting us with your
invited-
channel, Saz.
All
And
of
the
these
return-
methods along.
The return
No,
of the
method-free
campaign.
zone here.
We've had a good fun time, and we've rehydrated. Some kind of competition that started about the Grammys, I believe, which is incredible. I'm very happy about that. Ash, would you like to give us a quick recap on what's gone down so far since we began?
Shit, Ash.
I literally volunteered at the top of the session to do the recap, Emily. So
Recap of this session so far.
As the
It's
person who
adjacent.
takes the notes.
Recap.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you do it with a musical backing track?
Do you want me to get the guitar or?
actually, I'm just gonna let MV do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still at the orphanage. Shit went down. We unpossessed Harding. She covered her face in blood and screamed a bunch, which was weird of her to do. Then some new guys who were 2 dolls, a monkey, and a fairy walk into a graveyard. Are here now too, also. Possibly body swapped. More than likely body swapped, in fact. I just remember Vermilion casting Thunderwave and absolutely fucking obliterating one of them. Just a
I did
door.
do that, yes.
Almost a second one. Another creepy doll got Eldritch blasted to death. And then we met. Malia looted some bodies and
Looted some
didn't
loot.
contribute to the fight at all.
Neither did
Just-
you.
It's not true. I tried to unpossess her.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
an
and
attempt made.
unsuccessfully.
No
Yeah,
less.
but at least I tried something.
That's right. It was an attempt.
There we go.
Magnificent.
Done.
Right. Beautiful. Jumping back in. Back into the kitchen then. So yes, the Tinywing has just watched Sal as a doll then just go completely limp. And so
Yeah.
the doll that informed you that they were Sal by manipulating a pencil in the other room there is now lying still on the kitchen floor after being stabbed with a silver needle by Malia.
Yeah, and Tiny's not doing real well with that. And so the gang is actually going to see Tiny. All of her skin turns deathly pale, and they see small patches of decay appear on her face. And her hair changes from the dark purple black that you would normally see into like an almost pastel version of that. And her eyes turn black as night. Her wings, once colourful, are now also an oily black and look like they are also starting to decay. And her voice is no longer the cute, sweet little fairy voice that you heard before. She is not impressed that her friend Sal, in a doll, is dead in front of her after having helped these complete strangers with another doll not a few seconds earlier.
Kill them all, Tiny! Kill them all!
And what does Tiny say with this no longer cute, adorable voice?
She says, oh, I had this before in my head and it's gone now because I love that description way too much.
That's a really weird thing for her to say.
Whoa.
She's gonna be like, where is Sal? You have killed doll Sal. Is this Sal? Is this the real Sal?
And you are really fucking welcome. He will be back in his body, wherever that may be. So he's gonna be whatever he is again. If he's a human, he'll be a human. We just gotta find where that may be. So you are welcome.
You killed Sal, but you don't know where he's supposed to turn back up.
Oh, he's not dead. He's alive. He's just in his actual body.
You will forgive Tiny for not. What's the word I'm looking for? Believing that.
Well, okay. I will just is Jeannie's doll in here too? Is there another doll?
She can very slowly, as Sal's doll falls to the floor, like just kind of creep in, but like just not really want to go in guns blazing on a monkey. Considering they just
Just-
stabbed Doll
That's
2.
that's a movie title. Guns blazing on a monkey.
Does
Coming to
the
theaters this summer.
does the guns blazing monkey have a needle on them also?
I think I do have a needle. Yes, I do have a needle on me, but
Wait, we can
probably
see you
if
guys now. You guys are
I think
in here or not?
just very barely peeking in the door.
Mhm.
But I feel like after witnessing Malia grab
Mhm.
the syringe and stab Doll 2, is that like what's the clothes? Is it like very baggy? Is it possible to hide the needle or not?
So your body is effectively made up of some stuffing and some cotton material with, we'll say, kind of purple stripes in a diagonal direction. No pockets, kind of frills at the end of your sleeves that aren't actually sleeves. And the needle is just in a very small loop that's tied at your waist.
Is it like uncapped and pointy? Like, is there it's just, like
Good.
like
Yeah, it's
if I
just
hide it?
dangling there on its own.
Okay,
like, at your hip.
Okay, so I can't even like shove it down a sleeve or anything without
No,
possibly stabbing
you,
myself.
You could insert it into yourself, yes.
Well, I think after watching Doll 2 drop, she's probably not too keen on doing that just yet. Especially not knowing what has actually happened to Sal. So she'll kind of like try and use her body to hide it, but you'll probably be able to see it, basically.
Yeah, look, if I can see it, seeing the apprehension on Tinywing's face, and also how the doll is peeking, and obviously, I don't know, kind of looking like they don't want to be in here. I would, instead of asking this time, I would attempt to just grab the needle and stab.
Wow.
Oof.
Incredible.
Can
Guidance.
the monkey just start running around the room like crazy with this doll on his back, or will that make things really
If
bad?
I
Make
could
things worse, but
interject
it'll be
here for
so
a
much
moment.
worse. It'll be so worth it though.
I would like to use my inherent ability to speak to animals to talk to this monkey.
I knew it. I knew it.
Incredible. Yeah, go for it.
Hey there, buddy. What's your name?
And Jeannie, in this instance at least, I will offer you the opportunity to give Zephyr a voice, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you want to, though, for Jeannie's benefit, perhaps MVC, just read out the description of Speak with Animals, because there are a few limitations, right, on what exactly.
Yeah, so this isn't a spell. This is just an inherent ability. So beasts can understand your speech, and you gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions.
Okay. So you get to pantomime a response from Zephyr then, and offer a description of what exactly
that means.
That means.
Right. So Millie is like reaching for, like trying to grab the needle as Vermilion starts speaking.
Yeah, we'll say it's happening at the same time, and I think Zephyr's probably quick enough. So we'll get Malia. Do you want to do it as a dex check, just to see if you actually get your hands on them at all first?
Yeah, I would like
Plus-
to do it as a dex check.
Plus a D4.
Yeah, beautiful.
And so we'll say literally then, as Malia's reaching out, Vermilion has asked this question.
It'll be a 22.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So, yeah, we'll offer the opportunity for Zephyr to provide a response first.
Okay, so now.
Oh, now. Okay. Oh, that was so. Okay, sorry. So it's gonna. I volunteered to be sound effects. I was like,
Here's my sound effect for a second. But then that was beautiful.
Oh my god.
I love that. I love that so much.
Outstanding.
And then at the question, he just stops and stares at Vermilion because what's going on? Like what's happening? Obviously he's not used to people to being able to understand speech. And he's like super frantic and he just says quickly, Zephyr. That's it. That's all he said.
Beautiful. At which point Malia has successfully then grabbed this doll from Zephyr's back.
Oh dear.
And he starts.
No, doll.
I think it blocked it out.
Yeah, it gated. It absolutely gated that out.
Sorry.
I saw the action to go with it, but it gated it
You
out.
were too
completely.
powerful, too with your screeches.
My inner monkey is just.
Oh wow, it
that.
really does try to get it
I'm
out there,
happy.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much monkey. It's too loud.
I'm so sorry.
Absolutely. Do
I
not
like it.
apologize. Yeah.
This has made my
Beautiful.
night.
It's okay. We'll just do some ADR for the VOD release.
Yeah, stabby stab.
Yeah, so you stab. Cool. Well,
Cool. All right.
you're not happy, but
Yes, you did.
Kaori's doll body then, in your hand, Malia, will go limp.
Oh, limp doll body. That's gross.
After both dolls are limp, I'm just gonna gutter stomp them both.
Wow.
Yeah, easy. They're dolls that are moving. They are absolutely
Destroyed.
cranially destroyed.
I think Molly is the only one of us wearing shoes, so I think that makes sense.
Well, I think that was highly successful. We can call this mission complete. You're welcome for the gold. I got some weapons if anyone needs one.
Lilith
Going
goes.
well.
Lilith is going to go and rummage through the packs to try and find a piece of paper that she has signed for someone.
I see.
Tiny is going to use thaumaturgy to make her voice much louder and just start yelling for Sal in an effort for him and her to get back together.
Hello. Nice, very small person, maybe.
Fairy.
And monkey.
I think
whose
she
name is
said she
Zephyr?
was a fairy.
Oh, fairy, cool. I don't think I know any fairies. It's nice to meet you. My name is Vermilion, rope inspector, sometimes lawyer. And hello, Zephyr. Is it the monkey? Yeah, cool. You're probably wondering what's going on here. And I'd be more than happy to provide you with an explanation. While my colleagues / associates are rummaging through a bunch of stuff down here. So these dolls that are now smashed, I believe probably contained the souls or essence of, I'm guessing, the person you're shouting for, Sal, and possibly someone else. The good news is that by stabbing them with their own needles, we have returned the souls / essence to their original bodies. The bad news is that we don't know where those bodies are. So you can rest assured that your friends are probably okay. They may be in mortal danger, but they are in their own bodies and possessing their own faculties as we speak. Again, my name is Vermilion, and I will be taking questions now.
She's going to obviously stop yelling at this point so she could talk to Vermilion and ask, have you guys lost people to the dolls things as well? Is that why you're here?
No one important. Let's put it that way. Oh, except for this guy who was kind of a nice guy, but we don't really know him, so he's not really our friend. But
I mean, he
I'm
wasn't
sure he'd be missed
possessed
here.
though. He was just like neck slash.
he really radiated
friend.
wholesomeness.
Yeah, I mean, all those kids loved him.
Yeah,
Do you know
They're
what?
going to have
though?
to get used to the disappointment.
that's true.
Well,
I mean, I
yeah.
assume that this being an orphanage, they probably have an on-site therapist. So that may be helpful for the kids later on. But not right now. I don't suppose you guys would know where your friends might be.
No,
Where before you like? Did you just wake up here? Like, how did you get here?
Sal and I were traveling here. This is the bit I knew I was going to forget. Don't
Mm,
mind me. I had to come here. I have a friend, and he said I needed to come here. There was somebody I had to find.
Okay, so you were traveling here. Where's the last time you remember your friend Cell being?
It was, it was, it was. There was, it was. I think it was near where I was captured. I was put back in a lantern that I had to break out of to get to you guys. That was back the other way.
Okay, well, I've found in not usually dire circumstances, but like when I've lost my keys or something like that, retracing my steps, always a good way to start. So just like keys, let's go find your friends.
Do you just
You're-
compare my character to keys?
Yeah, I did.
Just because they're such a key part of this story.
Oh,
And
That was
on that
beautiful.
note, you can all get wrecked, and we'll go back into the dark. So, Sal, you have freed yourself from your confines. Very soon after that, you'll spend a little bit of time just kind of looking around in this room. You'll
Yep.
see some kind of dug out areas of stone and kind of rags over what you assume in this area look to be kind of body shapes that are covered by sort of old ancient rags. There's some kind of plaques below each of these shelves within the wall on the other side of you. And there's maybe 3 of these shelves, each with kind of hosting 2 of these figures covered in shrouds. As you kind of ascertain that, Kaori, you come back to your faculties in your own actual body.
amazing. Am I also like tied?
You are also tired, yes.
Okay. Can I see Sal?
It's dark. It's real dark, but you can definitely see
Somebody, or, like-
movement in that
okay.
darkness ahead of you. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything around me that I can like notice, like within the
Within the room. Beyond
What
that,
can
no. Like you can feel. So you know your rope, right? You can definitely
Yeah.
feel that, like they're just.
Ow, okay.
Oh, fellow rope inspector.
You can definitely feel that these are rope bindings holding up your arms. But in your case, without the benefit of fancy dark vision, it's dark enough that
Yeah.
there's very little that you can ascertain in this room.
Okay, so obviously I try and look around for a little bit, but can't see shit, basically, except that little bit of movement. So I end up calling out, "Who's there? Can you help me?"
I feel like as it's been ascertained, Sal is not the most perceptive individual on the face of the planet, and so when you call out, he's sort of been focusing on like these shrouds and these plaques and stuff like that, and there'd be a slightly awkward, "Ah!" and you would see the shape kind of like spin around. Because it's dark, it's hard to make out a lot of features. Very tall, sort of 6'4", 6'5", very, very skinny, with a long cloak, quite pronounced features, quite large, pointy ears. Yes. Wait, what? Who? Oh, are you the second? No, the first doll, because I was the second doll. Yes? No?
We
Yeah,
just call them
yes,
D1 and
yes,
D2.
yes, yes, yes. So you were doll too.
I was doll too. Yeah.
Okay, get me down right
Oh.
now.
Sure. And so Sal walks over and starts untying your hands, untying your feet. So how did you end up like here? I'm like, I mean, I was here with the little fairy lass, Tiny, but like, were you here with the others?
No,
No.
she just doesn't really like giving a lot of information.
Okay. I
There was
mean,
a storm. I needed refuge. That was it.
that's fine. The gnome. Do you know who?
Muffin Man.
What was that?
Oh no.
I completely
Muffin Man.
fucking
Bottom.
I'm so sorry. I said the Muffin Man. I'm so sorry. Continue.
And that's the end of the stream tonight.
I'll
She's
ties
one of,
you back
one
up
of us
again
now,
and just
guys.
leaves the room. So
Sorry.
you don't know who the gnome is.
No.
No. Okay. I didn't want to like accidentally leave like a friend of yours, just sort of hanging here. So look, can we this place is weird. I got stabbed by a little doll. I'm guessing the same thing happened to you?
Mhm.
Cool. Let's get out of here.
Please.
Stabbed
Cool.
by a
I don't
dog
like it in here.
is the
No.
less popular sequel to Touched by an Angel.
Yeah, you got stabbed by a doll.
Good God.
Uncomfortable. I don't suppose there's any chance we hear at any stage Tiny's amplified voice at all?
Absolutely not this far from the house. What
Perfect.
you will potentially, I'll get you both to roll a perception check, please.
Well, balls.
I did also find that, by the way. It's a -1.
Yeah,
I just would like to
I
let you know
always
that.
believed in you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Oh no. It's a
no.
5 -1 is a 4.
That's okay. I rolled a 2 -2, so that's a
Oh
0.
no! Oh no!
Wow.
How do we
Cool.
have the two least perceptive people? in
Ladies
this?
and gentlemen, this is the min part of min-maxing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, you both found yourself in a cold, dark room. Sal, from your kind of previous look around, you are aware that there are two exits from the room that you're in. One of them, there's some form, and with the dark vision, you don't really get much of an inclination of the nature of it, but there is some form of dim light in one direction. You don't really see much in the other direction, but it looks to have been going upward.
My name's Salislo, or Sal, as you probably saw with my writing. Who are you? Who are you?
She just kind of stares for a second, and then she's like, "I'm like, obviously, just she's like, all right, whatever, that's fine. I can trust this dude. It's just a name." So, she's like, "I'm Kaori. Kaori Baron."
Excellent. All right. I have no idea where we are. Are light or no light? And he'll kind of point towards the light, or he'll point towards the other way where there was no light.
She'll just kind of like follow his pointing a couple times, look back and forth between them. And then I get the vibe she's also kind of like really anxious and dark, so she'll just be like, "Light, we're going for the light."
Excellent. And Sal will just head off in that direction. Then he'll stop and he'll turn around very abruptly, kind of reach into a pack that he would have picked up and stuff like that, and he'll pull out a torch and he'll kind of just pass it to her and goes, "I mean, I've just realized that maybe you can't actually see very well here."
I forgot for a second that torches are a thing you can light on fire, and I just thought he'd pulled out a battery-operated torch.
No,
For
I
some
mean,
reason.
sitting here going, I wonder when they're going to remember they've got all their
Just like
gear.
winding it up.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
god.
Yeah, one of those menu ones.
She looks down at it, looks at him, and then just ends up taking it, saying thank you.
Cool, excellent. And he'll turn around and not light it, and he'll just keep heading towards where the light is.
She will wait. What do you light it with?
Fire.
You'll have like flint and
It's like a tinder box.
You'll have a
something.
tinderbox.
Yeah,
Or if you
Okay,
can
cool,
conjure
so-
flames with magic, you could also do that.
you could do that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use the flint and light it.
Hmm.
Yeah, amazing.
This torch is
Um,
on fire.
That was my sound effect for the torch lighting, by the way.
Yeah.
That was
Perfect.
nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
As that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
brilliant sound effect plays
So
out, the both of you see that on either side of you now, 4 figures of darkness within the surrounding darkness seem to almost rise up and just make this awful noise at the both of you. And we'll jump back over to the house.
Oh, same.
Go back to the house.
Did Lilith find what she was looking for?
Yes, she's probably had to like rummage around in one of the bags that Malia was holding, but yeah.
Cool. That other thing that I messaged you about earlier, wanting to find a certain rock or two. It's the same pack, so
Yeah.
do I find those?
One rock, one roll.
Yeah, you will have.
Hell yeah, I take those too.
Unless Malia wants to physically stop you rummaging through this pack.
No, I
You
just
guys
watch
gonna
it
fight
happen.
over the packs?
No, I just watch it happen.
I'm just going to take all the stuff that I messaged you about earlier so that I don't have to go through the list.
Sure.
Cool. I'll add that to my stuff later. That means I've got
Well.
more. That means I've got more doses of not drugs.
Good. Hey, kids.
Blink.
Not drugs.
So yeah, any questions?
Are you guys like done here? Are you going to just go, or are you
Oh,
going to help us find the people too?
Well, I suppose we could help, right, gang?
I mean, we could, I guess.
There you go. That's the spirit. By the way, this is my best friend, Malia. Say hello. There you go. And this very tall, intimidating, and polite demon lady. This is Lilith. I'm a little bit scared of
I
them.
think you missed a slight description factor, and that is like now seemingly half unclothed. Do you want to? What was the thought process there? Can I just ask?
Scantily clad. Let's just say scantily clad for now.
She's
Anyway,
wearing-
this is Lily.
Okay, she's wearing. First of all, she's wearing full pants, right? A corset and a chain shirt, and she put her belt back over the top. So she's actually just dressed like a fighter now. Thank you, sir.
So yeah,
Anyway,
this is Lilith.
The thought process behind that was that there are some in this world who already consider me to be, oh, I don't know, monstrous, demonic, even. And I would not give those little monsters a chance to make that true.
Well, you for once raise a good point. But hey, this could have gone real bad, and I think it went okay. I think we worked well together, I guess.
What did you do?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is your pocket bag of holding not slightly heavier now? You're welcome. Okay, great. This look is going well for you.
She goes
Uh.
back to just digging through the packs,
Anyway,
putting stuff in her bag of holding. Also, no, a bag of holding
right.
doesn't get any heavier. It
that's
stays
true.
the
That's
same
one
weight.
of the properties
That's
of a bag of holding.
That's one
Okay,
of the
do
properties of a
I
bag of
look
holding.
like-
Thank you.
Do I look like I cast fucking spells? Like, Have you ever seen me release some sort of fucking powder or smoke from my hands? I don't do that shit.
Yeah, but
I
it
just-
wasn't magic. Anyway.
Okay, great.
Known you for 2 days.
And now we're all you have because your companions are dead. So you could.
Technically, you're I have because you're contractually obligated to follow me around at the behest of your Palason.
I'm sorry.
She's
I'm
got
just.
you there, bestie.
I'm just failing to see the point. I've already expressed my distaste. I don't think I need to continue to do it. But hey, I mean, you just keep rummaging through the shit I picked up. You're welcome. Who's the slave worker here? Because I feel like I've done a lot of work today.
Oh, if you find any insects, if you could put them in a jar, that'd be great. Thanks.
What?
Look, it's not important. Zephyr,
Oh.
you don't look like you were captured at any point. Do you know where your friends are?
Monkey just starts shaking his head, and he's like, "Nope."
Okay, less than helpful. No offense.
I mean, like I said, we can just retrace steps. We can just follow Tiny. No, I don't know your name. We can follow this tiny being back the way that they came. I guess as far as you can remember. Wow, everyone around here is just super unfucking helpful. Like, I just want a job one day that's like, hey, go get the thing. You go to the place and the thing is right there, and then you grab the thing and you take it back, and then all of a sudden you got more gold. Like, why is everything so fucking
So
difficult?
you want to be a delivery person?
My name's Tinywing. You can call me Tiny though.
Is that first name Tiny, last name Wing, or is it one word?
One name.
Right,
One
okay.
word.
Oh, so we
Does
called
that
you by
mean-
half your name.
Does that mean you've only got one name, or have you got two?
Like
That's the
Cher?
only name. It's the only name you need. You don't need anything else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I don't even need the one name, but yeah. Let's lead the way, almighty fairy.
Yeah, we could start heading in that direction. Also, I could try something. Can either of you think of a very specific thing that one of your companions might have on them, like a piece of jewelry or something you could describe in detail? I could try and locate it, and that might give us an idea of where they are.
Having spent a number of weeks in Sal's company, that would be pretty easy for Tiny to do.
Yeah, and similarly for Zephyr.
In which case, I would like to try and use locate object.
Woo! We're doing D&D. All right, tell us how locate object works.
What have we been doing until now? Like, what is
Bickering.
So, describe an object that is familiar to you, and I'm hoping you'll just let me zip past that if they describe it well enough that I can sort of picture it reasonably well. You sense the direction to the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet of you. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement.
Okay, brilliant. Can we have both Tiny and Zephyr then attempt to describe in excruciatingly enough detail to get this to work to Vermilion an object from their respective friends, please?
Please let me monologue as a monkey on Jeannie's behalf, please.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
He's never told me anything like this. Oh,
The monkey
Don't worry, I'm on it.
type faster.
I believe as this monologue happens, we must all hydrate. Thank you to John.
Correct. There was indeed a hydrate routine. Thank you.
Mm.
Hang on, I can actually hang on. Let me add an actual little.
Oh.
This is
Perfect.
sorry. This is my childhood
Oh my
monkey.
God.
He
Oh
It's
wow,
so cute.
it's horrifying.
That is absolutely
close
perfect.
It's so cute. It doesn't have a tail though, so it's not a capuchin. It's
Oh.
sorry. I do have a capuchin somewhere though.
That's right. Suspension of disbelief. That's what the game's all
Yeah.
about. Genie, what does that adorable little
so-
squeak mean exactly?
Yeah, as Zephyr's just done his little monologue that obviously nobody but Vermilion can understand.
Yep.
He describes a. Well, do I have to do it in his voice, or do you want me to just say what he's?
Just you
Hey,
said.
this is
We've already had his voice,
This
but you
is-
can do what
This
you
is
like.
all
yeah,
up to
you can,
you.
this is entirely up to you.
Hey, suspension of disbelief.
Amazing.
It's
beautiful.
verisimilitude.
So, as he speaks, his words are like very scattered, like almost very ADHD like. Like it's hard for him to
Very-
stay on one sort of path as he's
Mhm.
talking about this thing. But he ends up describing a silver medallion that's got
Uh-huh.
like a skull on the front of it, and then
Mhm.
like a bunch of little markings is what he calls it, because
Uh-huh.
obviously he doesn't really know too much what it is. So yeah, he just recognizes the skull. It's a circle shape. It's silver. Wait, are monkeys colorblind? Pretty much.
Not
like
this
that.
monkey.
Yeah.
This is my
Oh,
fidget
Monkeys not
queen.
colorblind?
He also provided a delicious recipe for stew in between all that, but I think I got the
Probably.
gist of it.
He also probably pointed out like a few bugs passing by, but that's fine.
Incredible. You did ask about bugs. And does Tiny have a description of something to offer Vermilion?
She does. She would tell him about Sal's marble bag. It's a faded red bag with a light blue drawstring and the letter S embroidered on it in gold thread.
Okay, magic. I think
Wait, I just like to point out that does that mean that narratively speaking, at some point Sal may lose his marbles?
I knew where you were going with that. I knew it.
Anyway.
Between the two descriptions, I think we can have this spell land then in that case. And
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the sense of direction that you get is definitely out towards the rear of the house, to and beyond. Well, no, to the graveyard beyond that backyard area.
It's out back.
Okay, I mean, you're the one doing the magic, so why don't you lead the way?
Yep. This will work for approximately 10 minutes, so we should probably hustle that away.
Can Zephyr also attempt to climb up on Vermilion's shoulder as well? Then
Yeah, sure, why not?
Does he just sit there and do uppies?
Pretty much. Yes,
Uppies.
absolutely. In his little pirate shirt, he's just like,
Oh, I mean, okay. Climb aboard, Zephyr.
he just settles
Just like the wind.
on
Right?
the shoulder. Oh my God.
Brilliant.
Just shaking my head as we make our way back out.
10 minutes is plenty of time to walk back out into the backyard and into this graveyard, and that direction that you feel is definitely pulling down into the mausoleum, which is kind of at the rear of this graveyard from the direction that you're approaching it. I'll get each of you though to roll each of you walking through the graveyard currently to roll a perception check for me, please.
Just a question, LM, while we're doing this. Has it been like an hour since? Like, how long has it been since we got here? Because this all seems like it happened
10
very
minutes.
quickly.
It does. I think we probably, for narrative reasons, condensed the amount of time. So at this point, the sun will be setting. So it's on the horizon going down.
Yeah, but how long has it been?
I think you and
Since we
Malia
got here.
probably were bickering for about 2 hours.
I believe
In slow motion.
Since you arrived, I think we said it was mid-afternoon at the point you arrived. So we'd say at this
Approximately
point,
4 to 6 hours.
yeah. So we'll say 4 hours.
Okay, cool. Just I had see invisibility up at the start of when we got here, so that only lasts for like an hour, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a dirty 20.
Nice.
I also got a dirty 20.
Nice.
I got a 23.
Fuck off.
Boo!
That's right. Plus
We could have-
5 to perception, nerds.
We could have had it all, but
Incredible. Saz,
6.
6.
Oh,
96.
God.
Okay.
I am not perceptive.
It's okay, we
Excellent.
dragged up the group average. It's fine.
Yeah, guzzled it right down. MCDM, Vermilion rather, Malia and Lilith, as you're wandering through this graveyard, you notice two of the graves that you're kind of walking past have been kind of scooped out. You see a coffin lid kind of lying a little ways away from one of these graves. You also notice two what seem to be relatively recently dug and filled graves in this graveyard as well. But Vermilion, this direction is still definitely pulling you to the mausoleum.
Were these like full-size coffins, or were they like doll-sized coffins?
The ones that have been unearthed are smaller coffins.
Okay.
Anyone think anything odd about those graves over there? Anyone?
This is not the same graveyard I was at earlier
Yes, this is the same graveyard.
with the cell coffin.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I found Sal doll earlier.
Okay, so one would assume, I guess, that if we were to open that one up, it might have a doll in it, right?
I mean, it's worth a look, right?
Great. I feel like I'm on a roll. I've like stabbed 2 of them. I've stomped on 3. I feel like we got this, right? And I'm
I
just
sure
gonna
hope so.
attempt to lift one of the lids open of one of them.
Okay, burning some time presumably to dig down to the coffins first. Yep.
I thought they were right there.
No, so they are filled over with dirt, and that's the thing that you've noticed is the freshly kind of filled over dirt that is in front of these very old tombstones. So it seems
Okay.
odd.
Anyone want to be a hero and move this dirt?
Tiny will just do it.
Bang, done, easy. Yeah.
Dirt.
Right.
Coffin open.
First one
Is
is
there a doll?
opened up, and there is indeed a small doll that pops out
Lestat.
of this coffin. Before you have a chance to stab anything, this doll, Malia, sees you and just instantly rushes to your leg and hugs it.
Okay, I still, as it hugs
And
my
also
leg,
stabs
I
it.
just I stab it in the stab it with its
In
needle.
which case, we won't even. Actually, no. Do it as a dex check.
Sure.
Please miss. Please
Like
stab
I would
yourself.
have, I guess, as it's like as I'm opening it, I would have been kind of preparing for that to do it, so it would have kind of been like
That's fair.
natural 20.
Yeah, easy. Okay, this doll goes
Love
limp
that.
at your feet. It's just kind of
Wow.
like it's hugging your leg as if
I
for
know, it's-
dear life, as tight as its little cloth arms can, and you stab it, and it just kind of slowly slides off your leg and falls back down on its back.
Okay,
Wow.
that was a little weird. Tiny, would you mind moving dirt off the other one also? If we can free these people, we may as well.
And up she goes.
And I'll just rinse and repeat this exact same thing again.
All right, beautiful. I'll get you to do another dex check for me, please.
So let's go. That is nowhere near as good. That's a 7.
Oh, I'm afraid that one. You open the coffin lid, sort of fully prepared to kind of grab this doll and give it the old silver stabby stab. Instead, as you kind of pull the lid up, you're like a splinter in one hand, and
Wow.
you reach for the doll, absolutely miss, and it crawls out of the coffin, scrambles out, and just immediately bolts in the opposite direction to the mausoleum.
Like, knowing my movement speed is 35 feet, how fast is this thing running?
Whoa, that's
Like,
a
do I
great
feel like I
question.
could catch it?
You could, however.
You take 2 steps because its steps are this big.
Yeah.
You just go boom, boom.
You could. You could give chase for sure. It does have a slight head start on you, and you lose sight of it fairly immediately. So you'll remember the graveyard isn't well kept as the garden on
Yeah,
the back
cool.
of the house, and you've lost sight of this thing. You could give chase and try and find it for sure.
No. I'll go to almost do it, and then I'll just be like, I think that one's gone. Okay, moving on to your friends, I guess. I guess we just keep heading off the way
I'm
that.
sure it's fine, and that won't possibly come back to haunt us later on.
I mean, I hope not. I'm sick of these fucking dolls in this fucking graveyard.
I feel like we know how to deal with it.
That's step one, I guess.
Uh,
Oh, Lilith didn't make a fucking smart ass comment. I'm impressed.
Brilliant. So
Okay,
continuing
going.
to the
the mausoleum.
mausoleum. The entrance of this mausoleum, the entry to it's just essentially an open archway. It may have had a door at some point, but it's well and truly since crumbled away. And so you walk into the first room of this mausoleum to find kind of a large, it looks like a tomb, right? It's just a big old stone box, and not directly ahead of you on the other side there is a stone archway that leads further in.
Vermilion, you're the one that can kind of track with this spell. So I guess as my self-designated best friend, if you could lead the way, that would be.
Sure thing, pal. Is it through the archway or in the box?
And Tinywing, where you had exited it from, will be from further into the mausoleum through that archway. So you'll have come out of there to exit.
We have to go in further. I walked through here earlier. Oh, flew through here earlier.
Deeper it is. Alrighty.
How dark does it look in there?
In this area, it's not super dark. There's still enough light from outside that it kind of lights up the area. In that second room and
like
beyond,
peering.
it just gets progressively dimmer.
Cool. Lilith is just gonna go, don't say I don't do anything for you, dear. And all of you get 300 feet of dark vision in shades of purple up for an hour.
Whoa!
great.
That's
my favorite
So I
color.
cast Eyes of Night with my
Wow.
cleric shit.
Slay.
And then real quickly I'll just give myself Vigilant Blessing, which I just kind of do without ever having to tell anybody all the time.
Whoa, that's neat.
And for you, Vermilion, who already has dark vision, yes?
That's correct.
I also already have dark vision.
Well, now you've got
Only
like
up
5
to-
times the dark
Only up
vision,
to
so-
60 feet.
Excellent.
More vision.
What you'll see, Vermilion, then is, so the way the dark vision works for elves is it's kind of part of their very nature. So it's not like just a visual of what's in front of you, right? From an elven perspective, it's a read on the nature of the weave itself in any given area. And what you see occur is kind of this ripple, gentle kind of ripple through this weave, and you can almost feel that dark vision extending out as well as seeing it.
Tiny also gets this. I can do up to 4 people, so there's 3 of sure, and the monkey gets it. Everyone gets dark vision.
Yay!
Brilliant. Head on in then. It's probably a little bit less familiar to you than Tinywing as you're heading in. Vermilion, you're still heading in the direction of this. It's probably a good another 10 minutes or so trudging into this place. When you see ahead of you a torchlight, and it is blocked by 2 shadow creatures that stand between you and Tiny, who you know to be Sal, and you see all of you see Zephyr jump up and down and get excited, and dashing below these shadow creatures directly to Kaori. And at that point, we'll get everyone to roll initiative, please. In the next session of the Soul of
happened to
Skulls.
What happened to 2 breaks, bro?
I know,
What
but
happened?
there's no necessary for 2 breaks when one of them's only going to be 20 minutes. So I feel like we're probably just going to call it early there. We'll just have a little downtime chat instead and wrap up early.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Translated
what are we
means I was
rolling?
not prepared for this combat.
Oh no, I'm
Wait,
totally
yeah, are we
prepared for this
rolling
combat.
now, or
Yeah.
are we rolling late? Or are we rolling next session? What are we doing?
We'll roll the initiative next session rather than
Okay.
have to
Uh-huh.
take notes of what those initiatives are.
Thank
Yeah.
God, because I just
But
got
I
a
rolled
4.
so good. No, I
Ooh.
When is next
Yeah.
session? Next Sunday, maybe on the 11th, when everyone's free.
You wish. Hey,
I do wish. Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Before we get into next session, one, thank you to everyone who's stuck around to watch so far. It's been awesome. Two, thank you to our 3 new players who have jumped in, guns and monkeys blazing, and monkey guns blazing.
And Eldritch blasts.
We have
and,
to. We have to get the
marbles.
monkey a gun. It's the next logical step.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
the
don't know
next
if I
logical
trust him
step.
with a gun.
That's okay. I
Gun
trust him with my
monkey.
life.
Have you ever seen a
Gunky.
monkey with a
Oh,
gun?
it doesn't work.
And I also just want to do a very traditional shout out to Saz as well for offering the Meeples and Dragons channel to host the comeback session as well. So thank you for that, Saz. I appreciate it
Anytime. It was a no-brainer.
dearly. Given especially we've got time, we can do a pretty chill debrief. So before we kind of close out and have a little chat about the next session, then Ash, we'll go around and check in with everyone on what their favorite moment for the session was, something that kind of stood out to you as just the best bit. Doesn't have to be your own, can be someone else's. Jeannie may not be familiar with this process, so we will leave Jeannie last. And we'll start with, I think, MCDM then.
I think the sheer number of uppies that were requested during this episode was really enjoyable for me.
All them uppies.
Just any time the dolls tried to communicate, just very, very funny for me.
Yep. Hard agree. Absolutely agreed. Ash, a favorite moment for yourself?
Thunder waving the dolls was amazing, and also just from a from an out of game standpoint, NVC wearing his shirt backwards the entire time.
Sure.
Yeah, knowing
Also,
that
this
shirt
is
is
a
backwards.
great t-shirt.
It really is.
Ash is wearing it forwards. I'm wearing it backwards.
Yeah,
You
I
should
cannot
get
tell
one.
you how absorbent this thing is. I'm so sweaty. This thing has caught it all.
You're
So-
welcome.
So yeah,
Basically a
just a face
sponge.
strip store. Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, it was absolutely the doll. Like we got the door going. Doot, doot, poof! It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was
Just
wonderful.
Absolutely not going to deal with this.
Yeah, no, just no one's ready for this bullshit.
100%. I canonically love a good thunder wave, so I can't
Yeah, and also
deny
literally
that.
every
They
word out
do.
of a million's mouth is also god tier moment because they just say the darndest things.
Right.
It's amazing.
Just having to offer an explanation to the new people while you guys are digging through the
I'm,
packs. and not-
I'm a lawyer sometimes, but also a rope inspector.
I'm actually very intimidated because, from my understanding, Ginny's character knows their rope, so I'm a little worried
Yeah,
about how that's going to play out.
Yeah,
later
the
on.
jig is up, buddy.
Are you not
Game
actually a
over.
rope inspector?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, you might have.
Oh,
to...
we have nothing to talk about.
They've got pamphlets for a rope inspector convention, if I
That's
recall
true.
correctly.
Literally
So
just like, like, what the fuck is that?
It's fine. In your life, rope inspectors are probably murdered on site in history
God.
as well.
Probably.
Maybe
Amazing.
we'll talk it through
Amazing.
in game. It'll be fun. I can't wait. Emily, a favorite moment of your very own, please.
I have two. One was absolutely the doll riding the monkey. I don't know why. Immediately I heard Old Town Road playing in my head. And I was just like, this is the best day ever. And then the little stuffing poop was a fun little moment. Just a little stuff and nug.
Just a little,
It
just a little nug of stuff, and yeah,
was good. Yeah, great.
beautiful. Ham, something tickle your fancy?
I never thought I'd ever hear the phrase two dolls, a fairy, and a monkey walk into a graveyard.
Yeah.
That's
You're welcome.
like, It's the best
That was good.
sitcom pitch ever. Maybe I'm not sure.
It was so good.
And on a slightly different side note, the absolute 100% wheels falling off any accent that I was trying when I started to talk. I'm just like, I've forgotten everything that I was thinking about, and now
You were listening to vocal coaches and stuff.
I was
like
listening
you
to
were
all
on it.
sorts of shit to try and get my head into it, and then I was just like, oh no. So
Welcome, dear friend.
yeah, so look, look forward to the next session where who the fuck knows what's going to come out of my mouth. But
The plus side of that is, Sal's now got a
Sal is
brilliant,
it's
unique accent. I
a
love
man
it.
of many voices.
Yeah.
who knows? That's just it. Who knows what he really sounds like? But again, like I said at the beginning, I thank you for inviting me along to this, both you pro and all of the rest of you guys for letting me join in. It's cool. It's awesome. I love it.
Like I
You'll
said, that
regret
like
it.
you're invited. You didn't just show up unannounced. Saz,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite moment?
They've all been covered, honestly. It was anything to do with those damn dolls, the Sal uppies especially, just expecting me to just pick him up. No.
Yeah, also, I'm just thinking about the size difference between the fairy and the doll, and I'm like,
Exactly.
I don't think that works.
No.
Not quite. It still would have been fun to see, but also it was very fun to see the absolute refusal to put up with that bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like when you see siblings who are really close in age, or like, you got the 5-year-old picking up the 2-year-old, and it's like trying to pick up essentially another person and carry them around.
Like when you have like a really tiny child trying to pick up a really fat cat. Like just gotta hold them like this.
Excellent.
See?
So Sal's now being compared to a large cat and keys.
And Keys, also thanks.
Excellent. Jeannie, over the course of that session, was there something that stood out to you as a moment that might have been your favorite, perhaps?
I guess again, like the dolls' interactions were really funny. I did like the lid of the coffin landing on my doll. Just because I feel like that just would have looked like the stupidest thing. Like in Baldur's Gate when you slip on ice and you just like you're on your back. Yeah, literally. That's how I would have pictured it. But watching Malia and Lilith bicker as well, while Vermilion was like, okay, now what am I doing? Like, it's just...
Honestly, that was pretty tame compared to what they usually get up to be honest. That was really tame.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
It's been 2
It's been
days.
2 days. I'm used to it.
It was fun though. It was good. But yeah, and honestly, like same as what Ham said, like thank you guys for inviting me as well, because this has been a lot of fun. And you're also easy to like work with, and thank you for helping me.
Aw, that's a lie.
I know.
Guess
Easy
what,
to
kiddo?
work
It's a
with.
10-year contract.
That's
You're
true.
still gonna be here.
Whoa.
Amazing. I'm
when
in.
you're-
Let's
That's
go.
why we made you sign it in blood.
Oh yeah.
That's what
okay,
that
cool.
was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for donating too, Emily. I appreciate it. My favorite, the blood.
Oh, right. I was like, what are you talking about? Let me check my bank balance.
Yeah.
It's not. This is the off pay week.
This
I ain't
entire thing
donating
has been a
shit.
distraction to commit financial fraud exclusively against
Oh my
Sibling.
God.
My favorite moments, I think, are very similarly the phrase $2 a fairy and a monkey walk into a graveyard just like properly sent me. That was absolutely amazing. I think Ham, Sal as a doll's like expressions were absolutely just incredible. I very much appreciate that. And GD, you just rock. I'm looking forward to watching you like play with the character and get all piratey and shit. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, but don't sell DVDs and that you've pirated, because that
You wouldn't steal a car.
God.
You
No, but I
wouldn't.
downloaded
I
it.
would.
You lot
You
absolutely
don't,
would. Yeah. If cars are a thing that existed, I guess, in this universe. Speaking of this
Yeah,
universe,
honestly,
Cart.
Vermilion tried to steal a boat like first session.
yeah, correct.
So yeah,
Like
And I do it
absolutely
again.
would steal a car.
boats have been literally stolen.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that boat back one day.
So
Yeah, fucking Brian.
the sort of the skulls, we'll point out real quickly,
Oh yes.
is here temporarily. We are very thankful guests here, which has been wonderful. From here, starting next month, as part of our picking up kind of the monthly sessions, will be on a brand new little channel that's up and running. It will be hosting the campaign amongst other cool fun things. The
What's it
Law
called?
Rights. It's called the Law Rights, and you can find it
That
on
sounds made up.
Twitch already, with a whole bunch of some information. And
That's thelorewrights with a 0 in it. Probably go
it's-
for it. Oh, we should have put a 0 in it.
look,
We should have put a 0 in it.
Too fucking late now.
Ruined.
it's
Ruined.
not
New channel.
aesthetically pleasing next to the L. And so I absolutely contemplated it, yes, but
Okay,
I
good.
could not force my brain to do it because it just made me feel uncomfortable looking at it. So no, there is no 0 in the Law Rights. There is a number 3, but it's silent and
Right.
hiding.
There is a 0, it's just lowercase.
Very good.
I would argue there's a whole bunch of zeros.
Oh, yeah, look, that's fair. We're gonna go around and do some re-intros / outros for everyone. While I have a look at
Outros.
who we might raid out to.
Round.
So we'll go around in overlay order.
Oh,
So
Outros.
Ash, can you please give us a spiel as to the
First
nature
again.
of your being?
Okay, sure. Hey, I'm Ash. There's a 0 in it. I make stuff. I also stream here on Twitch and occasionally when my internet's working, and I play in this campaign. And also sometimes I go and annoy Emily when she's playing Baldur's Gate over on the FadeScript channel. That's me, I'm
annoy
done.
is a strange adjective for what you do, but sure.
Annoy is the easiest way of saying min-maxing in a game that is like I just enjoy making broken little rogues who can't hit for shit, but when they do hit, my god, they're so good at it.
Mm.
Her name is Tabitha, in case anyone was wondering.
Of course. she
Excellent.
is.
MCDM.
Hello.
NPC? Did you just demote NPC to an NPC?
Yikes, no.
Look, honestly, it's fair. It's honestly fair. Hello, everyone. I was Vermilion this evening, and outside of this game, I'm NVCDM. There's a D in it, and I play on this game and guest on other places sometimes as well. You can find me on the internet at that NVCDM. Peace.
Peace and prosperity. Emily.
Hey, I'm Emily. I am the producer, player, occasional DM, and Thirst Master over on the It's Fate Script channel. You can catch us every Tuesday at 6:45 playing some D&D. You can catch us this Friday at 7 or 7:30. Stay tuned for exact time for Echoes of Divinity, episode something. And keep your Valentine's Day Eve free for a special Thirsty Thursday program presented by myself and Promethean. Keep, if you've ever wanted partners
Just
in
make sure
crime,
you're
you'll get-
poorly hydrated on that day. Is all we're saying.
Yeah,
Come thirsty.
Yeah.
It will be the thirstiest of Thursdays.
The whole hose. The whole way.
There'll be, I don't even know how many. It's going to take some time to get through this one, so you may just want to keep the next day free too.
You didn't tell us about your most important and most recent title.
Oh, which one? There's
Whoa.
Princess
Queen.
Moonbeam, then there's Shuey Queen.
Princess Moonbeam doesn't count.
Princess Shuey Queen. Ham?
Hi, that's me. I'm Ham the DM. If I'm not here actually having the privilege of playing, then I'm DMing the Radiant Shadows campaign, which is also on Meeples and Dragons every second Saturday. So it'll be not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, where I have the great pleasure of making sure that if Promethean does anything terrible to Sal, I can get my revenge on him.
That's
Yikes.
That's it.
cruel and unkind.
Love that.
But
Yeah.
true.
That's what games are for.
We can hurt each other, buddy. It'll be a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Ham the... Genie.
Hi, I'm Jeannie. Sup? I
Nice.
yeah. So, what do? I game a lot. I play a lot of like survival horror games, which I will hopefully stream at some point when I can be bothered to let people listen to me crying like a little bitch about things.
Mm.
I also am an avid writer, working on a few fantasy books at the moment, which is kind of cool. And as Emily likes me to point out, I cosplay too. So I've been cosplaying for 10 plus years now as well. So if anybody ever needs any cosplay things, just let me know, hit me up. Yeah, that's
14
it, that's it.
entire separate outfits, please.
Jeannie just did a real cool thing with us actually over on the Fate Script channel, which you'll see in fruition very soon.
I
Excellent.
did. It was very challenging, but
Was
very
it made up?
So
good.
challenging because Emily was there.
Yeah, I
Saz,
can understand
No,
that.
it was challenging because it was 30 degrees and we were in the sun in the forest.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah,
You're saying that because
absolutely.
Emily was there, it was really hot. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Correct.
Just completely,
answer.
reverse my entire thing. Saz,
yeah, bitch.
please.
I'm Saz, aka Saz the Meeple on the interwebs. I am the resident dice goblin and producer here on Meeples and Dragons. I won't be back on the channel this week, I don't think. So I think we're back on Friday night with our It Fell Out Back Fallout RPG campaign, and then Radiant Shadows the week after. That's me.
It sounds about right. Hi. Again, Promethean. You'll find me as me on the internet. You'll find me on
Allegedly.
the Meeples and Dragons channel on the Radiant Shadows campaign, Fate's Grip in the Echoes of Divinity campaign, and running over at the Lorewrights now, the Sword of the Skull campaign. Thanks for hanging
That's this one.
out. What? That's the actual thing that we're just doing. Thank you for hanging out. We're gonna go.
It's him. Hi, he's the problem. It's him.
All of the problems, yes. We're going to go raid friendly.
P in
here.
Promethean stands for problem.
That's right. We're going to go raid friendly here. Some folk D&D out of NZ. So please feel free to stick around and give them some love and joy. In the meantime, be good, or else.
Walk among the tombstones.